The dark web, an invisible underworld of the internet, hides secrets most of us could never imagine. It's a place where the curious risk their sanity and safety, and where terror lurks in the shadows, waiting to ensnare those who dare to explore. Aaron was always drawn to mysteries, things forbidden, things hidden. It started innocently, as it always does, browsing forums, searching for rare and secretive content. But tonight, the air in his room felt heavier, almost as if the darkness outside his window was pressing in. The only illumination came from his computer screen. On it, a cryptic link pulsed faintly, almost alive. "Come find the truth," it read. Aaron hesitated, but his heart raced. He had heard about the dark web, an uncharted sea of illegal trade, secret societies, and whispers of unspeakable horrors. But what could one click hurt? With a single click, Aaron was pulled into a web of shadows where truth blurred with nightmares. He thought he could handle it, thought he was in control. But as the eerie messages began flooding his screen, each one revealing something disturbingly personal, he realized this was not just a casual exploration. It wasn't the dark web he was exploring. It was exploring him. "Let's begin," the message flashed across the screen. And just like that, Aaron's curiosity became his greatest regret. Now, let's unravel Aaron's story, and 2 more chilling tales of the dark web, where every keystroke can lead to unimaginable terror. Story number 1, The Silent Room. The plot develops. Gradually, Aaron found himself in a chat room titled The Silent Room. The rules were simple. You could watch, but you couldn't type. Messages from anonymous users flashed on the screen. "Stay silent. Do not type. She's watching." At first, it felt like a sick joke, a role-playing chat for bored hackers. But when one user, a bold participant named RebelKey88, typed something, a simple, "This is stupid," the room fell into an eerie silence. Suddenly, RebelKey88's webcam feed turned on without warning. The video showed him in real time, but he wasn't alone. A shadowy figure moved behind him. The feed flickered, and the screen went dark. Moments later, a new message appeared. "Rule breakers don't leave the silent room. Strange events deepen the intrigue." Aaron's pulse quickened. He hovered his fingers over his keyboard, tempted to ask what was happening, but fear rooted him in silence. Suddenly, a private message popped up. "Aaron, don't even think about typing. I see you." He froze. How did they know his name? His webcam wasn't on, and he had never shared personal information. A cold sweat formed on his brow as he scanned his room, feeling an invisible presence. The messages became more ominous. "She's in your house. Don't turn around." Aaron couldn't resist. He glanced over his shoulder. Nothing, but the silence in the room grew heavier, almost oppressive. His heart pounded as a video file auto-downloaded onto his desktop. Aaron whispered to himself, "This isn't real. It can't be real." He clicked the file, and a grainy video began playing. It was a live feed of his own bedroom. The camera panned slowly, revealing him sitting at his desk. A message appeared on screen. "You shouldn't have looked." Aaron's breathing grew shallow. Who's doing this? How do they know? Before he could finish the thought, a faint creak echoed from his hallway. He grabbed his phone to call for help, but it was dead, its screen eerily frozen on the same words, "Stay silent." Desperate, Aaron unplugged his computer and pulled out the Ethernet cable. The screen went black, but not before one final message appeared. "You can't escape. She's already inside." Suddenly, his closet door creaked open. Trembling, he inched toward it, clutching a desk lamp as a weapon. The closet was empty, but on the back wall was a mirror that hadn't been there before. In the reflection, Aaron saw himself, and standing behind him, a pale, grinning figure with hollow eyes. He turned, swinging the lamp, but there was no one there. The mirror cracked, splintering into the shape of a handprint. Thinking he had escaped, Aaron moved out of his apartment the next day, determined to leave the nightmare behind. But as he unpacked in his new place, he found a small envelope tucked into his belongings. Inside was a single note: "You can't run from the silent room." The lights flickered and his new computer powered on by itself. On the screen was the same chat room, now empty except for one message: "Welcome back." Story number 2. The Delivery from the Dark Web. The plot develops gradually. Hannah had always been curious about the dark web, but she never intended to explore it herself. That changed when her friend Ryan dared her to order something from a mysterious marketplace he found. "It's just a joke," he said. "What's the worst that could happen?" Hannah browsed the listings with growing unease. Jars labeled "nightmares," boxes promising "true fear," and something called "the lost package." She clicked on it, reading the description. Once it's yours, it's always yours. Against her better judgment, she placed the order. The next day, a package arrived. Despite her never entering her address, strange events deepened the intrigue. Inside was a single black key and a note that read, "Use it to unlock the truth." That night, strange things began happening. Her phone buzzed with notifications, but the screen was blank. Footsteps echoed in her hallway, but no one was there. The black key appeared in places she hadn't left it. In her fridge, on her pillow, and once, clutched in her hand when she woke up. Ryan laughed it off. "You're just psyching yourself out. It's all in your head." But when he visited her apartment, the key appeared in his pocket. The next morning, Ryan was missing. The only clue was a video sent to Hannah's email. It showed Ryan standing in a dimly lit room clutching the black key. He whispered, "Don't use it. Don't." The video cut out. Panicking, Hannah tried to destroy the key. She threw it in the trash, burned it, even submerged it in acid. But no matter what she did, it always returned. Finally, she gave in and used it to unlock the old chest in her attic. Inside was a second note. "You unlocked it. Now it unlocks you." Hannah's screams echoed through the neighborhood that night, but when the police arrived, her apartment was empty. The black key sat on her desk with a single note. Next recipient selected. Story ends with the key arriving at an unsuspecting family's doorstep. Story number 3. The Whispering Forum. Shocking twist. The hidden thread. Each of the 3 characters, Aaron from the silent room, Hannah from the delivery from the dark web, and the new recipient of the black key, was never as isolated as they seemed. What they didn't realize was that their terrifying experiences were all connected through a single source: the Whispering Forum. Unbeknownst to them, every step they took, every room they entered, every item they touched, had been meticulously planned and orchestrated by a hidden collective on the dark web. This group, known only as the Architects of Fear, thrived on creating intricate horror scenarios for their own twisted entertainment, sharing live streams of their victims' suffering to an audience of anonymous viewers. Aaron's final moments play out on a grainy live feed. His voice trembles as he whispers into his camera, addressing the unseen audience. "I know you're watching. Please, just tell me why." The only response is a flood of messages on the chat. "You are the game." The silent room never ends. As Aaron's screen flickers, the feed cuts to Hannah. She's pacing her apartment, holding the black key, her voice laced with anger and desperation. "You think this is funny? Who are you people?" Suddenly, her computer screen lights up, displaying a shared video feed. It shows Aaron, but now he's in the same dimly lit room where Ryan had disappeared. Hannah freezes as a voice crackles through her speakers. "Use the key, Hannah. Unlock the door to him." Shaking, she inserts the black key into her closet door. It creaks open, revealing a staircase that wasn't there before. Meanwhile, the third recipient of the black key, a young woman named Lisa, sits in her living room, terrified after watching her own video feed for hours. The footage reveals not only her movements, but those of a shadowy figure lurking just out of sight. As her phone rings, she answers with a shaky, "Hello?" The voice on the other end is Hannah's. "You don't know me, but they're watching us both. We need to destroy the key." Before Lisa can respond, her computer pings. A message flashes on her screen. "It's too late. You've all been chosen." At that moment, all 3 stories converge. Aaron, Hannah, and Lisa suddenly find themselves on the same shared video feed. Their homes dissolve into darkness, replaced by identical rooms lined with mirrors. A voice speaks from all their screens simultaneously. "Welcome to the final stage. There is no escape." Dark web isn't just a place, it's a labyrinth of horrors, where curiosity can cost you everything. Remember, you may think you're safe behind your screen, but what if you're already part of the game? Thank you for watching 3 terrifying true dark web horror stories. Do you dare to explore further? Subscribe for more.